Turn the volume down. Yes, sir. Let's get it in. Let's get it in, baby. Let's get it in. Yeah, we in here. All right. We in here. We not playing with y'all. We some Tampa Bay Buccaneers soldiers around here. First of all, I just want to shout out to, first of all, I want to give an honor to God. All glory and thanks go to Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? God, if you don't believe in Jesus, it's all good. But we definitely serve God around here. Let me tell you something. God has been mighty merciful and mighty good to my Buccaneers. Okay. Now I know this is Bucs world. I missed the first one. I missed the first week. I had to sit back and be like, you know what? Let's see what this is. Bears. Hold on. What? What are you talking about, Miss Ashley, baby? Look here, man. First of all, let's go ahead and get into it. The Bucs beat the Bears 27 to 17. Okay. 27 to 17. I know y'all been sitting here missing Bucs World and all that, and it just looks different. Because you want to know why? I ain't got my big-headed dog here. I ain't got my dog here, man. So what we gonna do is we gonna call him real quick. We're gonna call B Ham. I know y'all miss B Ham. This is the Bucs World right here. This is the Bucs World podcast. It's been going on probably since 2000. I don't know, 19, 18, something like that. But yeah, man. People talking about the Vikings and all that. But look, we beat them though. We beat them in the first week. So the Bucs beat the Bears 27 to 17. It was a well-rounded, good game. They almost, they had a situation where things started to slip towards the end. But at the end of the day, I gotta say I'm proud of them. The offense showed up to play pretty much all game. They could at least probably have about, I want to say at least 42 points had they just marched their ass into the end zone. But I guess they didn't want to get there. There was a few minor mistakes. They couldn't really convert in the goal line, at the goal line. And then also when you look at the defense played solid. One thing I know about the Bucs is that the defense, it definitely, that defense was very underrated. And I think that people look at the Bucs and they say, going into this year, people will say, hey, the Buccaneers are not a team that we should be focused on. All because Tom Brady left. And that is a huge mistake. Nobody ever expected us to be 2-0. And this is life after Tom. We got Baker Mayfield. And here's the thing what I would say about Baker Mayfield. The thing about Baker Mayfield is this. I've never had a problem with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was always a type of quarterback that I respected. He's an Ohio boy. He did his thing in college. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. And then he went to the Browns. He converted that team into a winning team, a playoff team. And they hadn't been there probably in over like 15, 20 years. And he took them there. And then he had maybe a couple off 2 seasons, and they tossed him to the Wolves. Next thing you know, he's the troublemaker of the league. And that's one thing I didn't like about Baker Mayfield. I've always been a Baker Mayfield fan. It's just that through all the things that he's been through over the years, now that he's a veteran, I didn't really know if he was going to be a proper fit for the Buccaneers because I didn't really see too much when he was with the Panthers. Now, when he was with the Rams, I saw it all. But going back to the Bucs game, man, Baker Mayfield definitely came to this franchise and he showed up and he showed out. He's still showing up. He's still showing out. He's moving his legs. And as a Buccaneers fan, let me tell you something. I like the fact that Tom is kind of going right now because now we can move on and now we can convert and now we can win more games now that we have a quarterback that's willing to go out there, do stiff arms, go out there, willing to put his body on the line, even though he shouldn't do it all the time. We actually have a quarterback who's likable in the locker room. They respect his game. They respect his gangster. And he's all in or nothing. You know what I mean? You got to think the position that Baker Mayfield is in right now. He's in a position now where he feels like, look, man, all odds are against me. So I'm trying to prove myself along with this good franchise that I have. Baker Mayfield never had a good squad like this. Ever. The Bucs are not a bad team. We got a great offensive core. We got Rashad White. The offensive line is way better than what people thought. Our wide receiver position is also good. We got Mike Evans, we got Chris Godwin, we got Trey Palmer. Our tight ends are doing their thing. Ottoman. And then when you look at the defensive side of things, our corners, Carlton Davis wasn't there today. We got Jamel Dean, he was there. But the rest of them are still moving like the same Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense that I saw way like the last year or two when Jameis was there. See, nobody saw this Buccaneers defense until Tom Brady got there. And then the moment he leaves, then all of a sudden we don't respect the defense anymore. And because we had a little bit of an off defense last year, and I think the defense kind of got tired. I think they got tired out because we had a quarterback who ran his type of system along with an offensive coordinator where nobody really respected him as far as his play call in the last 2 or 3 years. So with that happening with a bulldog type of legendary quarterback like Tom Brady, you have to understand that this is probably where the clash came in. And then it makes it very difficult when you have a quarterback when you're on 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, and he can't get outside that pocket. Only thing he's going to do is throw some raggedy ass screens. So that's just how I see it, man. But overall, the Bucs have been doing their thing. Like I said, nobody expected the Bucs to be in this position, and it is what it is. Y'all can take it what it is. Somebody said, who the QB now that Brady gone? The QB name is Baker Mayfield, man. All right. Baker is going to bake, and that's what he's going to do. One thing I know about Baker Mayfield, when he's on, he's on. But when he's off, he's going to be off. But one thing we cannot deny about Baker Mayfield is when he's on, he's definitely going to be on. And I like the choice that Jason Light and the front office picked. You know, at first it kind of threw a lot of people off because the media coverages. The media can really drown someone's character, and you may not even look deep into that man's game. Baker Mayfield was not a bad quarterback when he was with the Rams. He was never really a bad quarterback. And then when you have when you're a quarterback with a receiver like Odell Beckham, it's like a hit or miss, to be honest with you. You know, yeah, I know Odell Beckham is one of those type of receivers where, you know, he can give you those big plays and all that stuff, but nobody is scared of Odell Beckham Jr. Nobody has ever been scared of Odell Beckham Jr. You just kind of just fear his shockness, his shock value. Like, for example, he might get one big play or two big plays where he's breaking out, he catching it with one hand, or he may run across the dang on field and you're not going to catch him because of his speed. That's just what it is. But other than that, when it comes down to it, ain't nobody scared of Odell Beckham. Now, coming on back to the Bucs, shout out to Devin White. Devin White has been doing his thing for the past 2 weeks, and I will expect if he keeps it up, he's going to actually get his money. Now, we're going to get into the breakdown of the stats real quick, okay? We're going to get into the breakdown of the stats. First of all, I got to send this link off to my dog. Okay, I don't know how to do it. I want to send this link to my dog, Brandon, and see if he can actually join in, but I got to call him, okay? I got to call him. So we're gonna get Brandon, my dog B-Ham, on this thing, and I'm going to call him because I know he's not going to join the live, all right? I know he's not going to join the live. But if he can, it is what it is. I know he's not going to do it, but I'll have to call him anyway. All right, so here's what we're doing. So I'm going to get into the breakdown of stats today. Okay, today's stats went like this. Okay, for the Bears, you got Justin Fields, 16 for 29, 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And those 2 interceptions came at the end, the very, very end. And he damn near almost threw 4 today. But they took him back. We had DBs that couldn't control the ball on the way down. He actually got pretty lucky because he damn near had about 4 of them. When you look at the defense was raggedy. They didn't really do their thing. I know they probably taking a lot of credit because they shut the Bucs down. But to be honest, the Bucs really should have put up, like I say, about 42 points today. They owned them boys today. We should have went into the end zone today and did our thing. And but we I guess we didn't, but we ended up bringing it all back around. Now let's go to the Buccaneers side. Baker Mayfield, 26 for 34, 317 yards, 1 touchdown. I want you to hear this again. Baker Mayfield, 26 for 34, 317 yards, one touchdown. Add that up. Like I say, this right here is Bucs World. Make sure you go to Bucs World YouTube channel and subscribe. That's where we at. We got it. We got it streaming on all platforms right now. Rashad White, 17 for 73, 4.3 average, one touchdown. And Baker ran for 6 for 17, 2.8. And hey, now let's talk about Mike Evans today. Mike Evans today. Mike Evans today with 6 catches, 171 yards, 28.5 average, and one touchdown. And he couldn't even get his money at the beginning of the season. Now, let me tell you something. Mike Evans is one of those type of players. Well, the Bucs, let's get into the Bucs. The Bucs have this reputation where they don't, when it's the last contract of a veteran player, most veteran players of the Buccaneers do not retire with them unless they just walk away. They can't get that last contract, and they won't be big. So I won't be surprised if Mike Evans don't get it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does get it as well because he's straight up balling. 6 foot. That's one of the best games I've ever seen Mike Evans play. To be honest with you, Jamel Dean. Let's talk about Jamel. Look, hold on. Let's get into it. Chris Godwin, 5 for 58, 11.6. Cade Otton, 6 catches, 41 yards. Rashad White, 5 receptions for 30 yards. Trey Palmer, 1 catch for 20 yards. And we'll go until deep defense. Jamel Dean, 7 tackles. 7 tackles, y'all. Okay. Ryan Neal, 5 tackles. Joe Tryon, 4 tackles. And then, Izzian, he had an interception. I think he's a DB. He's definitely a DB. I think he's playing like strong safety. Vita Vea, he had 1.5 sacks today. Now hold on. Now let's get into Devin White. Devin White had a bunch of half tackles today. Damn, he was all over the field. So I guess I didn't see that coming. But shout out to Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett too. The thing about Shaq Barrett is this, man. Shout out to Shaq Barrett. Let's give a clap for Shaq Barrett, man. Shaq Barrett, if y'all don't know, he lost his daughter over the summer due to a pool accident. She drowned in a pool accident. And Shaq Barrett has been going through it as a family man, as a father, as an individual, and as a teammate as well. And it's so good to see that in the fourth quarter, when the game was on the line, he was offsides. He rushed in too fast. It looked like they had a safety, but they didn't. And I knew he rushed offside because that's how he is. A lot of them plays look like he rushed offside a lot of times, but that's just how he is. And then the very next play, my dog taps the ball, get it, runs it in, and they pushed him in there, man. Hey, man, you can't tell me that man is not going to cry tonight. You can't tell me he didn't cry in the locker room. You can't tell me he's not going to cry at all. Shout out to Shaq Barrett. That was job well done, man. Well performed by that guy. If anybody deserved a game ball, it's that guy right there, Shaq Barrett. Because out of everything that he's been through as far as his personal life, the last thing you want to do is lose your child. And when you lose your child, I don't even understand what that feels like. That has to hit home a whole nother way, way worse than your parent, way worse than anything out there in the world. You would think that you would bury yourself, your children would bury you and you wouldn't bury your kids. But the fact that the Bucs went out that way and he put the game on his back and took it and had an interception and took it to the house, it don't get no better than that, man. That was a great way to honor his daughter and honor his family and honor his last name and honor himself as a player. And honestly, that's like some documentary type stuff. He's a champion. He's always been one of the top defensive end left out, outside linebackers in the league. He's always showed up and showed out. He's always performed. And I like the fact that he's wearing number 7. See, I think he's wearing number 7 because of Leonard Fournette. Because Leonard Fournette did a lot for the Bucs, man. He contributed a lot. And Leonard Fournette was very impactful to people like Devin White, Levante David, and I know for a fact Shaq Barrett. Leonard Fournette, his energy, it's kind of unfortunate that he's not there because we really dog really roll. So what we're gonna do right now, man, we're gonna call Brandon real quick, and we're gonna see what's really going on with him, and see how he really felt about it. But at the end of the day, I think the Bucs did well. In the fourth quarter, the Bucs were bucking. The Bucs have this thing about them where they feel like, they might be up, they might control the game, and somehow in the fourth quarter, you might damn near slip. It's kind of like a lion effect. Like the Lions, they will perform well, do their thing all throughout the game, and the next thing you know, fourth quarter, at the end of the stretch, it's over with. They don't, they can't even close out the game right. Now the Lions are figuring out a way how to close out games, and I feel the same way about the Jets. And trust me, I am not a Jet D rider. I've been calling out the Jets and calling out the Lions for a while. I've been telling people for a while, look, watch out for them Jets now. Them Jets coming. Them Jets coming. They are coming. Okay? Trust me when I say that. I said the same thing about the Lions. It's only so long when you're going to be sorry, brother. People like to say this is a team curse. Whatever they want to say, look here. The boys was coming. I said this probably like 3 years ago. Now look at it. They the talk of town damn near. Watch out for them Lions, ladies and gentlemen. So let me see if Brandon and B Ham going answer the phone. We got to see if B Ham going answer the phone, y'all. Let's see if B Ham answer the phone. Is he going to answer? I don't think he will. If not, it is what it is. Please leave. All right, so it is what it is. My dog busy right now, but this is the reason why I'm conducting on the Bucs world right here by myself. It feels a little weird with me doing it by myself without my dog. We've been doing this for a while, but whenever he's not available, I'm gonna be going on live, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring him back. So I think B Ham will be back tomorrow. He'll be back tomorrow evening, and you will see us get it in the way we get it in. It's almost like conducting a show without my Shannon Sharp or my Skip Bayless or my Stephen A. Smith or my Max Kellerman. It just feels a little weird. But at the end of the day, man, I know y'all know what's up. Y'all know the relationship between me and my dog. It is what it is, my brother. Going back to the Vikings game, it started off real slow last week, real slow, and I wasn't too sure about the Bucs at that time. But I know it's a new season. Anytime the season starts, I don't put too much into it. Like when people say, "Oh man, you're playing against the Bears, they sorry," or "You're playing against the Seattle Seahawks, they sorry," or "You're playing against the Broncos, they sorry." I don't think like that. I genuinely do not think like that. And my mind thinks like this in the beginning of the season. I don't know who's gonna be wrong. I don't know who's gonna be wrong. I don't know who's gonna be wrong at the beginning of the season. When it's the beginning of the season, I just don't know who's gonna be wrong. That's just my opinion. You never know. This is sports entertainment. You never know who's gonna have the sauce that year. So I don't go into the season thinking that, oh yeah, these people were like, they were under 300 last year. We're gonna wipe them. Now you never know. You just don't know what you're walking into. Okay. So I'm just not that type. Somebody said, who's your pick for the Super Bowl? I don't know. I can't make that call right now. I have to give me until like week 7 or 8, and then I'm going to start making those calls. All right. Give me to about week 7 or 8. Week 7 or 8. Okay. That's what we on. But yeah, the Buccaneers definitely. We play the Eagles next week, and Lord have mercy. I want to see that game, and I think it's at home. But Lord have mercy, I'm ready for it. We're gonna see what we at playing the Eagles, and we're playing the new Eagles as well. Like we used to kick they behind in the playoffs and all that, and now it's like these are the Eagles, the DA Eagles, but not the Eagles, the Eagles. So I don't know. We're gonna see how this all play out. I got a lot of faith in my team. If if we can get Carlton Davis back and contain the pass game, I'm not worried about the run. Because I feel like people like Devin White and Levante David and Shaq Barrett, and especially if we get our rookies that we drafted, I feel like we got a chance. That game is going to have a lot to do with speed. It's going to have a lot to do with speed and quickness. And if you don't get to it and take advantage against that team quickly, you're going to have a lot going on. You're going to have a hard time. Somebody said with Baker being on a 1-year deal, who succeeds him next year? Early thoughts on that? I don't know, man. I can't get into that. Now, we're not even into that, bro. We're not even into that conversation right now. Baker is doing well, and if he keeps performing this way, he won't be on a 1-year contract. Then we have to figure out what we're going to do with Kyle Trask. Okay, Baker Mayfield is actually doing well, and I have no complaints. Okay, he might have a couple misreads here and there, but he's actually probably one of the top QBs in the league right now. He has to be. Well, those numbers that he gave Mike Evans and everything else, bro, you can't tell me he ain't at the top of that list right now. He has to be. Somebody look that up for me if you can find it. But the Bucs are definitely, I can see them being, especially next week, on ESPN again. ESPN First Take, Undisputed. I think they're definitely going to talk about it this week because next week is the Monday night game. Next week is the Monday night game. So we're going to be on somebody's radar on television this week. See, they don't want to do it because, well, we were on there last week as well when we beat Kirk Cousins and them in the Vikings. Now they're officially 0-2, and everybody trying to see if it's trouble in paradise with the Vikings. But now we're 2-0, and nobody expected that with Tom Brady. They thought we were going to at least lose the first game. Then they saw that we won the second game. It's like, oh dang, well, they ain't gonna beat the Eagles. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this right here. We're gonna beat the Eagles. We're gonna beat them. We might pull it off in overtime. But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out somehow. But that offense is gonna have to really click and get some points on the board. So this week's focus for the Bucs, I would say, look, we had a hard time getting in the end zone today. Do you think we're going to beat the Eagles that way? Hell no. Ain't no way we're going to beat the Eagles. No way. Not playing like that. But I would definitely say this. If we focus on end zone goal line performances and practices this week, and we come up with some plays and really get some things going and come up with some whatever, I think we can do it. I think we will probably be looking at a shootout. Maybe a shootout. I can definitely see a shootout happen. Maybe one end, the other end, or either both. Because our offense is not soft. And our offense is kind of overlooked. And now that we're 2-0, people are starting to hold on these Bucs. They're not doing it yet, but they're starting to pick the book up. And as soon as we see them Eagles, and if we beat them, we're right back in the press again. We're right back in the press. Right back in it. So that's what I think, man. That's my opinion. I'm in here. It's my bad if I sound stuffed up. It is what it is, but yeah, man, we here. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. Couldn't get B-Ham on the phone today, man. You know, B-Ham got a lot going on. I tried to call him. I'm gonna try to call him again to see what he do. If he don't answer, he don't answer. If he do, he do. But shout out to the Buccaneers. We 2-0. We're doing our thing. We out here. And all I gotta do is say, go Bucs, man. Go Bucs. Shout out to all my Tampa Bay Buccaneers soldiers out here. Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. You got a minute?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and hit him with it.
Oh, nah, I don't know what you've discussed, but I just want to, if we're talking about the Bucs and the this season thus far, and after today's game, I would definitely say that the words that you use would probably be shocked, and that's the Bucs have kind of shocked the world so far. I don't think anybody picked them to start 2-0. Definitely, JB, you can tell the world. I didn't think this would be a 2-0 start, as we've talked, but they've held their own. Baker, after that slow start in Week 1 against the Vikings, he's definitely come around. Even in this game today, of course, there's stuff they can fix up on. Like, you look at the stats and the amount of yardage they had on offense, and on the points they had, to only come up with 20 points on offense. Stuff they still need to work through. But shout out to Mike Evans for the beast of a game he had today too. So you can't really use 2-0.
Yeah. I said everything, bro. I pretty much said everything. Shout out to Shaq Barrett. Mike Evans was probably one of the best games he probably ever had in his career. If he didn't have a game like that recently, we must have totally forgot, because it must have been a long time since he had a game like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I also said I think that it's also good that we got a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, finally someone who can kind of give us a extra leg, when we're facing third down situations, and we don't have to worry about Tom Brady throwing those screens, and it's highly predictable. At least Baker Mayfield give us some legs and give us some hope and give us an extra mile to kind of get our thing together and kind of regroup. So I pretty much highlighted all those things, and I also, like I said, shout out to Shaq Barrett due to his unfortunate.
That pick six was clutch.
Yeah. So I told everybody about you, man. We here. I was just about to wrap it when you answered the phone, but
now the real test is going to be, and the big shock of the world.
I talked about it. The Eagles.
Next Monday, the Bucs. I don't say the Bucs even need to beat the Eagles. If they are competitive against the Eagles, I think that will right the rest of the season, whether the Bucs are for real or these first two games have just been a fluke. So this next Monday night's game is going to be a big circle for this team.
Yeah, I just spoke on that probably like 15 seconds before you got on. I was like, look, I said right now they see the Bucs at 2-0. Right now they're picking up the book and they almost flipping the pages to look into us. But as soon as if we do beat the Eagles, or just like what you said, if we're even competitive, people gonna start looking at us and be like, we might have to, start looking at these Buccaneers again, because we didn't expect for them to be like this life outside of time, right?
No, not 2-0, and I think because and there's no denying. Baker has been playing good thus far, but there's no denying. Baker is a journeyman from the Browns to the Panthers to the Rams. So when you have a quarterback like him, you're like, okay, he ain't shown us for real, so can he really do it? And so you have your own doubts. But he's been playing. I would definitely for surely say that he's been playing far better than anybody think he would thought he would play coming out.
Most definitely, man. Yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. B Ham will be on here when you come to the show, man. I look crazy up here by myself, man. Everybody looking at me like, well, B Ham.
Life be life, and so we'll see.
Life be life, man. All right, man. Well, just holler at me, bro.
Go Coach Prime.
Yeah, and we're gonna get on that later. Yeah, go Coach Prime. We're gonna get on that later. But go. Yeah. First of all, go Gators, then go Colorado.
Don't ever see no Go Gators on here. Go Knights.
Then, all right, y'all almost made me cuss, so let's not do this. But yeah, I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, you heard B Ham, man. That's my dog, B Ham. He'll be on the show whenever he's on the show. But for right now, y'all, appreciate y'all. This right here, the Bucs World Podcast. Come to the Bucs World on YouTube. Do your thing. Subscribe. All the other stuff. I appreciate every single last one of y'all. We do this thing every week. Last week, my life was life too. But hey, we here now. All right, so I appreciate y'all. We out of here. Go Bucs. Offense rough, our defense tough. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Ain't no other team stopping us. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. In a Raymond James, we do our thing. Every time we score them cannon bang. If you want to see us, so go Bucs. Go Bucs. I'm a Tampa Bay fan and I'm going to stay with them. I'm a Tampa Bay fan and I'm going to stay with them. You better stop grade digging. Tampa Bay, we off the chain. We ain't worried about a thing. We're looking for another rain. We some Kobe. Tide Bowls Hill Beach 3443. Either way, he bringing he could heal. Your 24 here. Again, live 45 is a. We wear our heart up on our sleeve. We don't even keep score. We just run it up and what? We don't even keep score. We just run it up and we run it up and leave, boy. Go Bucs.